Okay, so today's general meeting will cover a sense of ownership discussion.
Julian,
Yeah.
sorry to interrupt you, but Sam might be a few minutes late. Like
Oh,
he's still on the way reaching home.
okay. Mm.
Yeah.
And at the same time, Anjali is not here. Hi, Abhinav. Um,
Hello, Julian.
did you watch the Steve Jobs video?
Oh, no, sorry, I
Okay.
didn't.
Okay, Anjali, did you watch Steve Jobs video? Anjali's connection is not going well. Yeah. I cannot hear anything. Okay. So today we're gonna talk about a sense of ownership. Mm, discussion. When Rohan, Sam, Aditya joins, we'll be able to discuss. So I put I posted new writing, title "Sense of Ownership." So here I emphasize that in addition to uh, where is it, self management and self motivation, I want you to I said that I want you to have a sense of ownership, uh, and I'm sure you read this. And this writing was inspired or encouraged by some accident of not an accident, but just but I don't find a better English word. Accident of posting and deciding world's best health insurance policy and uh, higher and higher remote eat out cost. Actually, we could change the title of this because it's already remote eat out. It could be something like a weekly schedule. But Sam is not here. Okay, so you guys read that post, right? Raise your hand if you didn't read.
I didn't actually because I just came back from work.
Okay, but this post was February
Oh, okay.
3rd.
No. You're talking about the sense of ownership. Yeah, I
Yeah,
did. I
yeah,
did read that.
yeah,
I'm just talking about the post that you made today.
yeah. And I'm impressed that Anjali says, "Hi Julian, and I'm yet to watch the video. I'm having some connectivity issues. Maybe you can watch the recording if it is not smooth enough because we are recording. Uh, and the thread cores in our company culture. I was impressed that Abhinav got the highest number of claps. Uh, right? Except him, it should be 7. And I see that I'm not blaming, but Aditya didn't clap, so we'll wait for Aditya to join and uh, uh, say something.
And actually, this kind of
Hmm?
is strange
Yeah.
coming from me because most of the like many times I'm really irresponsible when it comes to regular.
Oh, no worries. By the way, meanwhile, do you guys have anything you want to share? You want to come up in this meeting that everyone should pay attention or should know before we cover the agenda. Is there anything you want to share? Sam joined. Hi, Sam.
Hi.
So we were talking about Abhinav's writing, record-breaking writing that obtained 6 claps.
Okay, yes, I read that article. I found it interesting.
Yeah.
Good job, Abhinav, by the way.
By the way, so far I believe.
Thanks.
Yeah, yeah. Keep going. Keep going. Didn't you try to say something?
No, I just said thanks.
Okay. Okay. I remember the somewhere here. I got the not here maybe assignment. Oh, this this is tied. So never mind. Don't be obsessed with likes. By the way, I'm reorganizing and adding some channels. So you guys should take some moment to explore this. By the way, should we put share channel on the bottom because it's not it's a voluntary participation. What do you think? Like Bitcoin standard, you can pay attention to it or not, only if you want. Hi Aditya. Oh,
Hi guys.
hi, and we're waiting for Rohan and Sam. Oh, Sam was here, but he just. By the way, did you watch Steve Jobs' video?
Sorry?
Steve Jobs' video.
Oh yeah, I did.
Oh, okay, okay, interesting. I'm very
Yeah.
glad. Yeah, yeah, because you're interested in business, right? Doing business.
Yes.
Yeah, that would have motivated you to watch it. Okay, we just talked about the my new writing on sense of ownership, and as you might have been guessing, uh, uh, this this writing was inspired or encouraged by an accident that members were spending so much money and remote aid out and health insurance. Um. Okay. Is this Aditya? Everyone, not everyone, but some members are suspecting that you fed the whole all of your family members. What do you think? You can speak.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
actually I wanted to tell you that that I'd only take around 250 rupees because the rest of
Yeah, yeah.
the
I
price
mean,
was
it's
of
okay. I also saw your the last one, but but to go back. So you guys were posting like this, and then we had some internal issue. So I ended up posting about sense of ownership. So I guess what's happening was some members were suspecting that you fed your whole members here, family members here. What do you think? Is it true, or you just ate entirely for yourself only?
sorry, could you repeat?
Did you eat everything here for only for yourself, or did you share with
Oh,
your family?
oh no. Yes, it was for my family too.
Okay, okay,
So
yeah, that was members were suspecting. Okay, so what's the why do you believe how do you believe that your performance will be boosted by sharing food with your family? Okay, 5 minutes. I'll give you 5 minutes. You can defend yourself. I mean, it's not blaming. You can say it's not true, or you can say you can defend yourself. You can share your opinion, and we can discuss. What do you think?
Well, there's nothing to defend in it. It's just that actually it wasn't my family. Also, it was just for my brother. So I ordered for him, and then I wanted to tell you that it
Yeah,
was about that I'd only used 250. But then I saw that you posted on a thread that
yeah,
this time the company will reimburse, but from the next month
yeah,
it will be 250 per
yeah.
person. So that's why I left it.
No, no,
So
no.
that is the main.
Yeah. So,
That is the whole
by the way,
reason.
your brother and who?
Just me and my brother.
You and brother. Okay. Um.
Yeah.
So my question, you didn't answer my question. If we allow you to share food with your brother, do you believe your performance would be better?
No, there's nothing related with my
Okay.
performance in
Okay.
terms of sharing.
And is there reason you believe that we should allow you or any other members, not only talking about you, is there any reason we should allow sharing with some food with family members? What do you think?
I mean, are you talking in terms of reimbursement or just in general sharing food with the
And
family members?
you can say in your perspective, your case, and in general as well. Okay, let's go the two tracks. You can speak
Okay.
in your personal
Well,
setting. Yeah.
yeah, well, in terms of reimbursement, there's no point of reimbursing for my family members, right?
Okay.
But in terms of in general terms, well, there like it's just a family thing. In India, it's pretty common to share food or order for your family members and eat with them too.
Okay.
So that's the whole point
Okay,
why
good
I
point.
ordered for my brother also.
So I guess my next question would be, if the company, if an Indian company offers some company welfare, does it also include family other than like a health insurance, or I don't know what other kinds of welfare would there be, but if they offer something, does it also include
Yeah,
yeah.
I have many friends
Mhm.
who like in their company many benefits are included for the family also. So
Okay.
and it's an Indian company, and yeah, so I would say most of them do, but most of them don't. So yeah.
Okay, so is was that the reason you thought that it would be fine to just order like 500 rupees, uh with buying sharing with your brother?
I didn't got a question like what exactly you
because
want to
that
ask.
because that's the common Indian thing to share
Yeah,
with family, and when company does something to an employee, that also includes family members. So was that the reason
yeah.
behind that you made that decision?
Oh,
Yeah.
oh yeah, well actually at that day it was just like it was just a general thing I just thought that it would be good to share food with my brother. I guess that was the main
Okay.
thing.
Okay. Nice to know.
Yeah.
Good to know. So I want
Okay.
to be clear that I'm not attacking you here, and I also I appreciate other members who are concerned with a company's finances. But at the same time, what is missing, I observe, is that I want the culture that the you guys directly raise a question to Aditya without
Yeah,
personally
even I
talking.
appreciate I
Yeah,
would appreciate that
yeah,
you would directly say me instead of saying the founder.
yeah, and Aditya wouldn't should be clear, or not only Aditya, anybody got those questions, uh, they wouldn't take it personally, but professionally. I want that kind of culture. Like let's say anybody saw the Adidas receipt, and also Sam was kind of expensive, but not like Adidas. So other members were suspecting that Adidas uh, order food for their family. So the culture I want is you just can directly ask question to Aditya without a need to going through me, and that should be also possible, only possible in the belief that Aditya would not take it personally, and
Well,
he would
yes,
appreciate. Yeah.
obviously it's a professional thing. So why in the world would I take it personally?
Okay. I guess this is a miscommunication because it was first time, and I understand, especially in like a an Asian settings, people are not straightforward. Okay, uh, so does anybody want to add comment? Does anybody and okay, we were discussing Aditya's view on family thing. So okay, so he we were talking about not only Aditya but in general in India companies cover when they offer some welfare, company-wide welfare, they cover uh, families, and that was part of the reason why Aditya assumed that it might be okay to use that amount. So we could see that it wasn't something that he wanted to. In between, he thought that it's okay to use that amount, but at the same time, it wasn't only for him. He didn't order as twice expensive food as others. So what other members think? What do you guys think? Okay, should I clarify my question? Sh- will our performance be improved if we allow sharing food with family? That's the first question. Second question, regardless of the performance boost, should we allow it or not? What do you guys think? Okay, and the third question: Are you guys gonna be more direct and straightforward in terms of communicating? Because I can do this again and again, but that's gonna work for only 1 year. And if we add like a tens of dozens of more members, it's not gonna work. Let's just imagine there are 100 members here, and you
I would
contact.
also
Yeah,
appreciate the direct confrontation and communication. Like if you feel something that you should express it out, that would only help in resolving the conflict or anything that is there.
yeah. So I want to be clear that I'm not siding any side. I appreciate like Aditya's and Sam's willingness to accept feedback and wouldn't take them personally. And at the same time, I appreciate other members' uh, sense of ownership. They definitely had more sense of ownership when it comes to like they were thinking more finance matters than other members. So I appreciate them as well. But what I want here, the point here is, I want this feedback loop. The correction would be more straightforward and not under the water, but and it's to be done in the surface part. What do you think? Nobody says anything. Okay, I guess pretty sad performance Performance has nothing to do with remote eat out as it is only meant for building the bond with our teammates. Including family members doesn't improve anyone's work. Okay, what do you guys think? What other members think? Hi, Rohan. So we were talking about a sense of ownership, the writing I recently posted. To briefly, to quickly wrap up, Rohan, you're listening to me, right?
Yeah, yeah, I'm
Yeah.
listening. Hi.
So we're quickly wrapping up the sense of ownership, the writing I wrote, and the reason that I was encouraged or inspired to write that post because the some members were ordering kind of expensive food and posting some expensive insurances, and that became some internal issue. And I we made it clear that Aditya, we some members were suspecting Aditya order food for their family, and I asked Aditya, and Aditya said that's true, and uh, he made that decision uh, based on some Indian cultural context. If I understood correctly, if I'm wrong, you can correct me. Based on Indian cultural context, that an Indian company, when they offer welfare, they would include family members. So he didn't think that it would be an issue to include his brother. Um, so that's why he ordered for his family, and I went back. Oh, okay. So and I uh, appreciated Aditya's and Sam's willingness, I understand willingness to accept feedback, and at the same time, I appreciated the other team members who were more concerned with companies' finances. So I appreciated both sides, but the what I really wanted is that more direct communication that you guys can directly raise a question going over to Aditya and saying why are you guys are ordering so much expensive food? What's the reason? Then Aditya would say, oh, that was for my family, and the other person will say, why should we include family? It's just a remote eat out between us. Why should we include family? Then Aditya would revert back like in India it's common to include like a family member for any like welfare things offered by family. So I it's an example of discussion. So I wanted this kind of discussion to be not underwater, but on the surface part, not going through me. Yeah. Okay, Rohan. So far, what do you think? Meanwhile, I'll be checking message.
As already we discussed earlier these things
Okay.
yesterday.
Can
Okay.
I say something?
Yeah. Sure. Sure.
Yeah. So I don't think it is a company cultural issue where a company allows you to use the welfare given to you
Please
as well as for the
put your
family.
microphone closer. We cannot hear you.
Sorry.
Uh,
I'm not sure
uh,
this is a company related culture where the
okay.
company allows you to use welfare for your family as well.
Yeah.
It's more of a general thing. Like suppose you live in a household with a lot of people, right? And even though you order food from outside for yourself, there are other family members who will be eating this homemade food. So it's not a strange thing, but it is a weird thing, especially if you have a younger member, I would say. So, what I would suggest is, I mean, ordering for family is fine, but I guess we can only deduct, like as a company, we can only deduct for the person in our company, like for one person only.
Okay. The voice wasn't 100% clear. A lot of sound was going on background, but I can hear that your main point is that we have to include only one person for the company welfare. Uh, By the way, Abhinav, what do you think about the health insurance? About dependent? Should yeah.
Um, yeah, I mean, if anyone has a dependent, uh, like if it's urgent, then yes, I believe it is required.
But
I
for
mean,
other,
personally, for me, it is not.
but health insurance, okay, but because that's generally like a uh, that's a vital part of our life. I guess I mean, I've never said that, but we would understand that that's a very vital part of our life, having a health insurance and ensure your life to be covered by in case something happens. And you will, especially if you work for full time, you will want to be covered. So I guess that makes sense. But Abhinav made it clear that he wouldn't agree that he wouldn't agree for he wouldn't agree for the remote ADOT. Okay, Kriti said in many of our companies we must include dependent. Okay, and for other than insurance, what do you guys think? So we were experimenting remote ADA, but in the future there might be something different, right? So Amina made a point that we should only include one person in the company who is in the company, but not their family members. What do you guys think? Kriti already shared their opinion. Including family expenses doesn't improve anyone's work. Well, maybe if we think in a more broader perspective, like your mom would be satisfied. I mean, it's only an Asian setting. It's only an Asian setting, and all of our members are so young that their parents are still affecting their life. So I'm just making an imaginary case that your parents were so satisfied that that's an awesome company that cover your family food every once a week. I mean, that's just an example. But if you say that if you say it including family expenses doesn't improve anyone's work, I can see your point as well. Any other person's point perspective? Okay, guys. So do we agree that we shouldn't include family members?
Yes.
Okay, and I believe it's gonna be clear. But do we agree that we shouldn't order two chickens and keep one for fridge for next day and eat one chicken? Do we agree on this? We should order only the food we can eat at that remote eat out. Do we agree on this?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, we agreed on 2 points. If you don't, you should say no. I can see that all members are here now. So if you don't, you should say no. Oh, mine is kind of slow now. So we agreed that we shouldn't include family members for remote eat out, and we shouldn't order food that we can more than we can eat now. Okay. Third point. Should we set a limit for remote eat out? What do you think? I guess that this question could be divided into two detailed questions. Should we set the limit? If we have to have a limit, what amount should it be? Okay, Rohan, you said yes, we have to. Go go ahead. Why do we have to set the limit? Okay, Abhinav said yes too. Rohan and Abhinav, you can go ahead. Further elaborating, why do we need a limit?
Can I?
Yeah, yeah, you can say.
I mean, uh, like most of the food that we'll be ordering is like mostly street food or uh, some other. I guess it could be a little more expensive than what's made at home, but that's it. We're not going to order, I guess, for a five-star hotel made food. So, I mean, limit is required.
But then, what do you think about the current limit? 250 rupees.
It is fine. It is okay, according to me. Um, let's see what others have to say about that.
Okay. Any other opinion? Do we have to have a limit? If you believe so, how much should it be? Hi, Rohan. What do you think? Yeah, the I under Rohan said, okay. Oh, Kribi said they can order as much as including their friends or family, but they need to clarify like Aditya did. But I'm not sure about sharing the amount, either for mine or including my family member. Okay. I mean, if we don't include family member, what's the point of sharing? We could we will need to clarify because we won't include family members, but then it's gonna be automatically clarified because Rohan says because if we set a limit, every members will order the food according, and then they understand the values of the company as ordering expensive food is nothing, but it's just a person's wish. But we must maintain the company's culture and should follow this. If they want to order the food, they can, but they have to pay from the person. That is the point we must keep in mind. Uh, I don't get your point. So, and they understand the values. How do they understand the values of company? By, yeah. I mean, okay, I'll speak up. My point here is that if we have a proper sense of ownership, we don't need a limit because we have a common sense. We have a common sense that when we go out for a restaurant or when we order a delivery food for a or sandwich chicken, we know how much it should cost. And sometimes you just order chip sandwich. Sometimes you might want some a pizza or chicken. So prices could vary. And I didn't really want to limit the price as because as I said, if you have a proper sense of ownership, you'll behave accordingly. Uh, but then mm, if we set like 250, 300, or 200, we'll order uh, we'll always keep in mind the amount, and we'll not going to have a proper sense of ownership. We'll just order the food like a if the max is 215, let's order 245. Even if you want to go to 200, you'll leave it for your personal expense, and for the company eat out you'll order 254 thing. So that's the thing I didn't want to follow. I wanted more like a So if you have a proper sense of ownership, like if there's no such rule, but if we don't have a weekly remote eat out, it's not be paid for you. It's not going to be paid for you. Or let's take another example. We have monthly assigned remote eat out budget, but then if we don't spend it in a month, every month, then it's gonna be gone. It's gonna be gone. It's gonna be saved for uh company's balance sheet. But then if you have a proper sense of ownership, you will think that okay, I am fine with this month. I don't feel a need to order more food this month, so I'll be happy with uh, saving for company's future. But if you don't have a proper sense of ownership, uh, you'll order more food and secretly keep it in your fridge or whatever. You eat like a you overeat, you eat two chickens just for yourself. You're gonna do something like this. So by setting the amount limit, it to me it's very dishonorable. It's like teaching your kids and uh, uh, your parents would have taught you how to write your let me look up what's this word in English. uh, Pocket money entry book. Is it correct? In English it's pocket money entry book. So money diary, recording of spending. So your parents will give you some money, but your parents are not going to trust you 100%. So your parents will require you to set some limit that you cannot spend more than this amount. So that's what we are trying to do now. In the transitioning period, I am acting like your parents, setting the highest amount until you grow up 18 years old and you have full control of your finance and you decide on your own how much you spend. So to me, setting the limit is very similar to for the company to act like your parents, dictating you to write a record of your spending. What do you guys think? But do we still need? But another issue would be that if we don't have a limit, one person will keep buying, keep ordering expensive food, and another person will make more sensible decision. So there's gonna be disparity, and one day the sensible person will think, well, nothing is change, nothing changes, even if I make a sensible decision. So I'm gonna make more lose decision that would spend more money. So that racing uh, situation could be another issue we could be concerned with. But what do you guys think about my opinion? Do we need some time to think? Yeah, it's true. Yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
I agree to it that we need a sense of ownership about the expenditure, as well as keeping in mind about your point that we also wouldn't want to teach to them that how to keep it there, but we can just point them out that just have a sense of ownership. Did that make any sense?
So are you saying to have a limit as a guideline, not a fixed one?
Yes, exactly. Like sometimes what happens is, it gets a little bit across the limit, not too much, but just a little bit. Like there's no one to blame it on that point of time. Like it's not the fault kind of thing, but it just gets a little across it, or sometimes it stays little below the limit. Like if we can fix it to an amount, like it wouldn't be that much.
But then,
uh,
in case of Aditya, like he orders food for family, how should we compensate? How should we should we just set? Should we just reimburse only 250? Because the
no,
limit
I
yours.
think
Yeah, no.
I think about Aditya's point, he then and there only made it clear, like he'll only take 250 because he ordered for the family, I guess.
Okay,
He made it.
but you were talking about not limit as a but it's a limit but guideline, not a fixed one.
Yes, exactly, correct, correct. Just to just to let the team member have a sense that how much should we, how like at what extent we should go, like that way, in
And
that sense.
and for Aditya to order for family, should we set the fixed limit like to only reimburse 250?
In that particular case,
Yes.
I guess Aditya's opinion would matter more than mine in that case, that
Okay.
particular case.
Okay. What do you think?
In case that I said that I would use only 250, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so well, it depends on the company. If the company wants to reimburse 250 or not, and they can just check the receipt, and they can what to say, they can take the decision accordingly. So it's just that.
No, no, no. So
Like
we.
it's also common in India
Uh,
that the actually general amount, we also discussed that what at the start when we
yeah,
had
yeah.
this, how do we start it, the amount varies actually by state. Like if compared to Delhi or Mumbai, Ahmedabad food is a little expensive,
Mhm.
like that. So it varies, the amount varies a little bit, so that's why I'm not agreeing to fix an amount but stick to the guideline.
So we were saying that we could be relaxed as guideline per person, but if that is more than one person, should we reimburse exactly 250? That's my question. Or can Aditya uh, point out in the receipt which one is for him? Does that work? What do you think?
Um, Fine. It's fine by me. Yeah.
Okay, so would you agree that in the future we would in if you order for the whole family, that's fine. But would you uh, indicate which one is yours?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. That would also work. Well, from now it's like just for ordering for the family.
Okay. Okay.
But
Then
yeah.
yeah.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Because it's mixed. It's mixed. So we cannot apply the uh, relaxed guideline, flexible guideline. As long as you have more than one person's food in one receipt, we have to set a fixed amount, right?
Yeah, that would make more sense. Otherwise we would at least hear out what the other person has to say about that
Okay.
particular instance.
Okay. So I guess Aditya would indicate which food is for him in the receipt in the future. Any other people have any opinion? And what do you guys think about my opinion on? So if you go to sense of ownership, so I mentioned the standards. I mentioned that uh, should we follow Indian standards for every expenditure, including food and health insurance? Because we're currently paying in Indian standard. It's not. So that's my opinion. But anybody wants to add comment here? You could have actually done that here, but nobody made a comment. What do you guys think? If we don't have opinion, I guess we'll go for 250, and which is 250 is a guideline, but flexible. It could be 200, but it could be 300. Do we agree on this?
Yes, okay by my side. And if I would also suggest, if any one of us has any concern, you we should speak right there, right now, directly, rather than going through the loop. It would only create more complications rather than confronting.
Exactly, I agree, because if you have any problem, you should directly consult to that person, not go the other way around, because that would add more problems on the way.
But if I add a comment, I still totally understand the other part, because that's something Asian, as an Indian you would understand people, why people behave or act, think in that way. So I still understand that. But I would encourage everyone to directly communicate, uh, would you be open to some transitioning or adaptation period that they could still directly, not direct, they could still contact me instead of making comment? What do you think, Sam and Aditya? If that happens again, what would you guys think? Not
Yes,
always.
I
Yeah,
I would also think that
yeah,
yes, it is very general to approach the upper management in Indian firms,
yeah,
that
yeah.
if someone has any issues or someone feels anything awkward, they reach out to upper management about that issue,
Mm.
and they be a medium between to create that to resolve that issue, or to end that anything that has happened.
Okay, so
So I would
yeah, yeah, yeah. Go
I
on.
would appreciate.
Uh,
Yeah, yes, please carry on.
no, my point was, uh, while we would appreciate the direct communication and we want to bring it to the company culture, but at the same time, as Asians, Indians, Koreans, we understand where they are coming from. So, would you be open to give them more some time to adapt, or um, going through a transitioning period? So I want you to understand that even if direct suggestion happens again, you don't take it personally. And uh, although we want to, in the end, we eventually want to form that direct company culture, there may be still uh, this case could be the case. Did it
Yes,
yeah,
it
yeah,
actually made sense,
yeah,
and I would agree to what you are actually trying to say.
yeah,
And to my personal level and to my point of view, I am very much open to learn about everything. Like
yeah.
my other perspectives, if I am doing something, and if anyone suggests me anything, or makes any comment that could
Mhm.
invest in my improvement, I would definitely take it in a positive way.
Okay. Anita, do you want to add something?
No, I guess I totally agree with Sam.
Okay, so we all know and made it clear that they will never, not never. It's human nature to be human nature to be not 100% objective. They may take it personally inside, but they made it. They at least express their willingness to accept it as a improve as for a feedback to improve themselves. So everyone should take it into their consideration. But it doesn't mean that. So there are three choices, right? Three choices. You can directly comment to Sam or Aditya, or the second choice is you can contact me, like you guys did before. The third choice is the concern I am having. That's why I keep telling you the transitioning or adaptation period, because these guys could just could shut their mouth. Like, it sounds like this would be perceived as a bad way, but I'm not comfortable with communicating directly, so I'm not going to say anything. So this third option is the most dangerous option. So it's better the second one. Assuming that case, I am asking Sam's and Aditya's understanding. Even if that happens again, that's just you have to understand that not every Indian is so direct and straightforward. And although we are aiming to bring the company culture there, it may happen again in the transition. That was my point. So we're not gonna allow the third option. If you have to say something, you have to say something. But ideally directly to that member. Okay, I guess this topic is gonna keep looping like a uh, indefinite loop. So let's move on to the next, accounting and Dow. If you go here, you'll see accounting, and if you can check the financial statement of 2019 and 2020 audit report. The 2021 hasn't been uh, audited yet, so we only have financial statement. What you need to keep in mind is that why are these topics grouped together? Accounting and Dow. So when we do Dow, you guys read the white paper, right? You guys read the white paper again. So Dow, the ultimately the owners, every citizen will have an ownership, and they will think themselves as the owner of this metaverse, and DAO is seen as some like a copy of or more advanced form of corporation. Just shares, stocks are tokenized. But then, when you study and research and understand DAO more deeply, you'll know that it's much more similar to forming a new government and making a new nation. So it's like to my best knowledge, Mahatma Gandhi is considered one of the very important members in the modern democratic Indian Republic of India. Is it? Yeah, that's my understanding. But even even if he contributed that much, does that mean he could do everything for in India? It's not. Uh, so those guys started the country in the beginning, but in the end, Indian citizens will exercise their rights. So you have what you need to understand. It's kind of very long story. It's gonna take 1 hour to fully understand, explain, but we have only a few minutes. You have to understand that DAO is a very transparent and clear management system. And in the end, we'll need to transfer our world to our citizens, just like Mahatma Gandhi and their friend transferred the governance of India, the fate of India, in the hand of Indian citizen. We'll do that too. And even if we don't do Dao, founding members all leave. I shared this post, right? Compass. Coop's only employee number. So I shared this. Here's where Google's first 21st employees are now. They're not in Google. Even Sergey Brin and Larry Page left, and Bill Gates, Microsoft Bill Gates left. Uh, Jeff Bezos, Amazon, Jeff Bezos left. Who left? Hmm. Let me think over. I was thinking another one more person. Yeah, Steve Jobs didn't want to leave, but and it's a wrong example. Yeah, we have to leave at some point. It's like a baby that uh, although Asian parents wanna take care of their baby even after 18 years old. Uh, you have to understand that at some point we are raising our baby. At some point you'll have to let your baby go. That's gonna be the case of Coopis. And if we do DAO, we'll have to open this accounting information to the public. This even if we are not a publicly traded company. So your expenses will remain for the entire history of the Coopis metaverse. So even if it is not DAO, you have to be transparent. You have to have a sense of ownership, not for the DAO citizens, but for ourselves. But I'm just giving you more information to make a proper decision from your side. Uh, your actions related to finances will be recorded in the history of the Coopis metaverse, and citizens, DAO citizens who later join will see this history. I mean, accounting record. Is it scary? Nobody is saying anything. Okay, let's move on to the next topic. Was the company culture schedule? A schedule. 3D team is going ahead, moving faster than other part. So I made made a post on Coopy's website, but I changed the thread title of the thread to Coopy's branding because it's it's much more about branding, I believe. And because you guys didn't watch this, I'm gonna share this now.
To me, marketing is about values. This is a very complicated world. It's a very noisy world. And we're not going to get a chance to get people to remember much about us. No company is. And so we have to be really clear on what we want them to know about us. Now, Apple, fortunately, is one of the half a dozen best brands in the whole world, right up there with Nike, Disney, Coke, Sony. It is one of the greats of the greats, not just in this country, but all around the globe. And but even a great brand needs investment and caring if it's going to retain its relevance and vitality. And the Apple brand has clearly suffered from neglect in this area in the last few years. And we need to bring it back. The way to do that is not to talk about speeds and feeds. It's not to talk about MIPS and megahertz. It's not to talk about why we're better than Windows. The dairy industry tried for 20 years to convince you that milk was good for you. It's a lie, but they tried anyway. And the sales were going like this. And then they tried Got Milk, and the sales are going like this. Got Milk doesn't even talk about the product. Matter of fact, it focuses on the absence of the product. But but the best example of all, and one of the greatest jobs of marketing in the universe has ever seen is Nike.
Again, your voice
Remember,
is
Nike sells a
echoing.
commodity.
What's wrong?
Your voice was echoing.
Actually, the voice, the audio is coming from you and the presentation, like both.
Um,
You can just mute for the video.
okay. Should we start over?
Oh, no, it's still understandable though.
Okay. I cannot hear anything though.
Yeah, we can't hear.
Um, is it understandable?
Got Milk doesn't even talk about the product. Matter of fact, it focuses on the absence of the product. But but the best example of all, and one of the greatest jobs of marketing in the universe has ever seen is Nike. Remember, Nike sells a commodity. They sell shoes. And yet when you think of Nike, you feel something different than a shoe company. In their ads, as you know, they don't ever talk about the products. They don't ever tell you about their air soles and why they're better than Reebok's air soles. What does Nike do in their advertising? They honor great athletes and they honor great athletics. That's who they are. That's what they are about. Apple spends a fortune on advertising. You'd never know it. You'd never know it. So when I got here, Apple just fired their agency. They were doing a competition with 23 agencies that 4 years from now would have picked one, and we blew that up, and we hired Shite, the ad agency that I was fortunate enough to work with years ago. We created some award-winning work, including the commercial voted the best ad ever made in 1984 by advertising professionals. And we started working about 8 weeks ago. And the question we asked was, our customers want to know who is Apple and what is it that we stand for? Where do we fit in this world? And what we're about isn't making boxes for people to get their jobs done, although we do that well. We do that better than almost anybody in some cases. But Apple's about something more than that. Apple, at the core, its core value is that we believe that people with passion can change the world for the better. That's what we believe. And we've had the opportunity to work with people like that. We've had an opportunity to work with people like you, with software developers, with customers who have done it in some big and some small ways. And we believe that in this world, people can change it for the better. And that those people that are crazy enough to think they can change the world are the ones that actually do. And so what we're going to do in our first brand marketing campaign in several years is to get back to that core value. A lot of things have changed. The market's a totally different place than it was a decade ago. And Apple's totally different, and Apple's place in it is totally different. And believe me, the products and the distribution strategy and the manufacturing are totally different, and we understand that. But values and core values, those things shouldn't change. The things that Apple believed in at its core are the same things that Apple really stands for today. And so we wanted to find a way to communicate this. And what we have is something that I'm very moved by. It honors those people who have changed the world. Some of them are living, some of them are not. But the ones that aren't, as you'll see, you know that if they ever used a computer, it would have been a Mac. And the theme of the campaign is think different. It's the people, honoring the people who think different and who move this world forward. And it is what we are about. It touches the soul of this company. So I'm going to go ahead and roll it, and I hope that you feel the same way about it I do.
Here's to the crazy ones, the misfits, the rebels, the troublemakers, the round pegs in the square holes, the ones who see things differently. They're not fond of rules, and they have no respect for the status quo. You can quote them, disagree with them, glorify or vilify them, but the only thing you can't do is ignore them. Because they change things. They push the human race forward. And while some may see them as the crazy ones, we see genius. Because the people who are crazy enough to think they can change the world are the ones who do.
So that puts it out there. That puts us out there saying this is who we are. This is what we stand for. I don't know, do you like it? Yeah. Good. I know that some people will criticize us for, not talking about all those things about why we have better plug and play. But we've got to let people know who Apple is and why it's still relevant in this world.
Okay. Well, we exceeded 10 minutes. So that's the very basic. The first video. I guess I'll need to make another post because there were so many videos and so many links. This video was kind of buried. So that's why you haven't watched. But then I also realized that these are narration. This narration is also related with this video and why we're doing this. Let me think again whether I should make another post. So I made another channel. What we're about. Mission, core value, vision, and we have to understand our user based on what we want to do and what we're about. Those things are about users and invitation as our blog writer. If you write about anything related to your work or something professional, you are our users or people who are interested in our work will know your thoughts and what we're doing here. And I made another channel named Culture, so you can come here. And this channel we have school and certificate. We don't value really motivation from outside, salary transparency, sense of ownership. CEO does only 3 things. Those 3 things are culture, people, and number. So these days I'm spending more time on culture, which would be spent over the period of time, over some long period of time. And I announced the complete banishment of hourly rate, which would be about it's not that you have to work more because we're not measuring your hours. It's that it doesn't make any sense to measure your work hourly, especially when we are a remote company. People say that because we are a 100% remote company, that work ethics would not work. I think completely differently, completely opposite. Because we are 100% remote company, we have to do this. We have to measure depending on your outcome, not checking your hours. Okay, guys, we exceeded 10 minutes. Anybody wants to say something? Add comment. If we don't have comment, we'll end the meeting.
Okay, bye bye.
Bye. Bye.